You're listening to Big World Network.
Amazing Grace, Episode 11. Written by James Hellvig, read by Meagan Hedin. Standing in the hospital room shower, the hot water sluicing over her hanging head, Anna watches as the blood drains away. Sickened, she pours more shampoo into her hands and scrubs her head even harder, gritting her teeth to hold back the sobs that threaten to overwhelm her. The water and soap gradually lose their pink tint, and Anna slumps against the wall, shuddering with grief and worry. Nana, Father Bernard, Dale and Mom. Slowly sinking to the floor, Anna weeps. Her wrenching sobs bring Mother Steele and Kat into the room. The older woman shoos the commando away, then kicks off her battered shoes and steps into the small space. Letting the young woman cling to her, she rocks back and forth, her own tears washed away in the deluge. Kat's lips tremble as she stands in the doorway. Grimacing, she turns away, striding to the door. Find them something clean to wear. Anna's phone chirps from inside the drab bag that contains all of her personal effects. Kat picks it up, reading the incoming name. Scowling, she drops it without answering. Typical. Probably just remembered she's got a kid. Mumbling under her breath, Kat hurries out in search of clothing. Anna ends the conversation with her biological mother and sighs. So you called, finally. Did you expect cartwheels? In the harried aftermath of their rescue, Anna and Mother Steele have been treated and released. They are now waiting with Kat as Tammy undergoes surgery. Turning back to the seated women, Anna notes the stark contrast between them. Kat is in full battle dress. Her face and hands are smeared with black grease paint and dried dark splatters of blood. Her weapons and communications gear are close by, and she is speaking in low tones to the obviously worried nun. Mother Steele, on the other hand, wears the same colored scrubs as Anna that Kat scrounged up for them while they were showering, making her look much more the part of a healer than a warrior. Seeing her approach, the pair look at Anna expectantly, and Mother Steele raises an eyebrow in question. Anna takes a deep breath before replying. She's not coming. She said that, with the carnage worldwide, it would be irresponsible to abandon her work right now. Angry, Kat snaps. It's her mother who died. Shrugging miserably, Anna sniffs, hanging her head. Mother Steele and Kat stand together, intending to embrace the struggling young woman, when a doctor enters the room, attracting all of their attention. The weary physician pauses while Mother Steele and Kat flank Anna. Clearing his throat, he says mildly, I have good news. Ms. Fuller is out of surgery and is now in recovery. It went very well, and I would expect a full recovery in time. Hugging each other, the three women thank the doctor in unison. He grins in return, holding up a hand before continuing. I was also informed that a close friend of yours is awake and is asking to see all of you. Mr. Watts? Dale! Anna squeals. He's okay? Can we see him? Nodding, the doctor says quietly, Yes, but only for a few minutes. He's still facing a long recovery. After getting directions to Dale's room and learning when Tammy is expected to be released to her own room, the trio rushes out, heading for the elevator. Mai hugs each of the women outside of Dale's door. She asks about Tammy, sniffing as they catch her up. She holds Anna's hands, feeling the young woman tremble. Squeezing gently, Mai tells her, Go on, dear. He's been asleep for a bit now. Swallowing and blinking back tears, Anna nods. She opens the door and closes it quietly behind her. As she approaches and stands beside the dimly lit bed, she sees Dale just lying there, breathing slowly. Tubes and wires trail back to silent monitors, and his face is covered in rough stubble that is flecked with gray. His familiar tanned face shows small crinkles at the corner of his eyes, and Anna realizes, with a soft pang, that her uncle is approaching 50. She is growing up, and the world is aging around her. Turning and glancing at the door, she sees a wall that is covered in flowers. She's startled when Dale's gruff voice says softly, Reeks, don't it? Gasping, Anna whirls back, her eyes wide and her mouth an O of surprise. Smirking, Dale continues. Hey, kid. The warrior pats the edge of the bed invitingly and smiles broadly as Anna sits, leaning in to gently hug him. Her hot tears dampen his cheek and he swallows, whispering, I'm so sorry. I should never have let any of you in here. Pulling away from him slightly, Anna scowls, her heart breaking at the tears freely coursing down Dale's grizzled face. Sorry? You have nothing to be sorry for. Shaking her head in frustration, Anna gulps. Taking a shaky breath, she hugs Dale tighter, saying fiercely, I love you. I was so scared. Sobbing, Anna can't finish. For a time, they grieve together. Dale sniffs loudly, and Anna slowly sits up, wiping the tears from her uncle's face. She reaches for tissues for each of them. As he blows his running nose, Dale gripes, All these damn flowers, they're killing my sinuses. A ghost of a smile crosses Anna's face. She kisses his forehead before replying. Flowers, Uncle Dale. Really? Winking, he whispers conspiringly, I'm actually concerned about bees. Don't tell Mai. She thinks they're pretty. Smiling, Anna nods, silently zipping her lips. Dale takes her hand, saying somberly, Okay, send in that pain-in-the-ass officer. I need a sit-rep. Standing, Anna replies simply, "'Kay." Turning to leave, she hears, "Anna." Looking over her shoulder, she sees Dale staring intently into her eyes. He says, "I love you too." Blowing him a kiss, Anna nods in acknowledgement. Her heart lighter than it has been in days, she heads for the door. Stepping into the hall, she hugs Mai tightly, saying, "Thank you." Over her shoulder, she says, "He wants to see you, Kat. Business, I think." Harumphing loudly, Kat replies, "Come on, Nancy. I might need a referee." Sitting on the open terrace, Vladek sips on his drink as he watches the sun slowly sink into the Sea of Crete. The volatile world environment has made international travel nearly impossible for the moment as each country tightens its borders. And yet New York remains. Not a good sign. Perhaps it's time to increase my security forces. Sighing loudly, the mercenary stands, arching his back before stepping inside to retrieve a burner phone. Max sits alone in the outside garden, the cigarette burning forgotten between his fingers. His left arm is in a cast, and staples and stitches adorn his scalp and face. Both of his eyes are deeply blackened, and the act of breathing makes his broken nose ache. Childhood memories cascade behind his closed eyes, making his mouth twitch in alternating smirks and frowns. The smoldering cigarette burns down, startling him awake. He flings the offending butt away with a hiss. The hospital wheelchair creaks as he shifts his weight. The door opens, and an orderly asks worriedly, "Mr. Reynolds?" Growling, Mac waves her off, grumbling, "It's all right. I'm still smoking here." Frowning, the woman sighs, then says sternly, "Last one. I'll be back shortly." Hesitating, she continues more gently, "I just heard some friends of yours are recovering here. Would you like me to take you for a visit?" Staring at the spot on the floor, lost in thought, Matt grunts as he comes to a decision. Who, exactly?
This has been a presentation of Big World Network. Visit us on BigWorldNetwork.com for more free weekly series, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to Big World Network.